Okay, so this week we're going to be reviewing orthographic projections. Now here you'll see a 3D view of an oblique view letter L. Probably should have used something a little bit better like an isometric or something like that, but nevertheless we've got this one here. Now we can see obviously the front view and the top and the side view of the letter L in this kind of 3D form to try and make something look 3D. Now again, looking at things like the three sides of a dice, if you're looking at the angle there, you can see the front, you can see the top, and you can see the side there. Now what an orthographic is it's looking at those three faces flat on. So we've got the front view of the letter L, as we can see there. We've got what we can see from the top view. Now from the top you can see the square, which is the top part of the L there, and you can see a rectangle over here, which is the bottom part. And we're only looking at that from the top view. Then if you flip it to the side view, you can see the front of the L, which is the square at the bottom here, and then this rectangle going up there, straight to there. So think of it literally as a dice. We are looking flat on at that face there. Now if I try and line that up right in the center there, now if we look at that straight on, we can only see one side of it. That is the front face. Now we want to try and look at the plane view, which is the top. So I'm going to turn it to see the top view. That's the top view, okay, the plane view. Now going from the front to the side, we're going to go back to the front view, and then we're going to turn it to the side view. Okay, that's literally what we're doing with an orthographic view. We are looking at the front face, the top face, and the side face flat on. So it's a way of showing something in 3D, but in two-dimensional drawings, in flat drawings. So we can see all three sides of it just from a flat view. Now, what we had there as a task in the lesson then was, and we're going to start off with the exact same thing that we've done in previous weeks with creating. So I'm going to start off by, I believe I told you to do your initials and your name, so 3 letters will be fine. I'm going to start here by going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, straight up, and 4 across. If you remember when we were doing our creating, that's how we did our letters. I'm going to go across again, and then one more time, like so. So I've got my 3 letters there, just making sure I can see that. Yep. What did I do last time? I did ace, didn't I? So we'll do our letter A there from creating. Now again, if you've forgotten these, or if you need a refresher on these letters and how they looked, you can go back to the previous lessons. I believe I have the whole grids on there on how all the letters look. I'll do this very quickly just to show as a demonstration. That is my letter A. Again, each of you are going to have a different set of initials. First, middle and last. If you don't have a middle name, just make one up. Just put a letter in the middle for fun. If you have multiple middle names, just pick one, so you've just got the 3 letters. It's a little bit easier just to do 3 for now. So I've got my letter A there. Next came a letter C I did last time, didn't I? Again, I'm doing this very roughly. I'd obviously expect you to do it a lot neater than this, but just as a demonstration to show you. If you remember, this is exactly what we did in one of those first lessons when we were looking at creating. So this part shouldn't be difficult at all. In fact, it should just be a nice refresher from something that you've done before. A, my C, and then I had a letter E. This is very rough, but show what I mean nonetheless. Right. Okay, so there's my 3 letters. Again, the letters that you pick will be entirely different depending on what the initials of your name are. So I've just done that as a fun example, ace. Now, if you remember what we was talking about with our dice here, I've got my front view here, which is that. I now need my top view, or my plane view. So I'm almost going to flip it down like so. So I'm just going to quickly just do a little diagonal line of 2 squares so I know roughly where I'm working to. Right, I'm going to go straight above it. I'll make them, let's say, 2 squares deep. So the thickness of my letters are going to be 2 squares, like so. Now, from the top view, if you remember from the letter L, it was very much like a small square in a rectangle, because that's what we saw from the top. Now, with my letter A here, again, it's going to differ for every single letter. This is what you're going to need to try and figure out and unpack. This one here, I've got a slight curve there. So what I'm going to see from here to here is I'm not going to see a curve from the top angle because it's going to look flat. But I will see essentially a line here where that is changing as it's curving down. This top bit here is going to stay as a square because that's the top of the A. I'm going to have another one there for my A that's curving down, like so. And that's all I'm really going to see from the top angle of that letter. As for my C, similar to the A, I've got a curve here and then a straight line there. So I'm going to have just a piece there and a straight line going across for my letter C. My E is just one big flat top there, so there's nothing really going to change on that. Now if I go to my side view of all 3 of my letters, so remember my dice here, I'm now going to go to that view. So I'm going to turn all the letters this way. I'm only really going to see at this point the side of my letter E, because all the other letters are going to be hidden behind it. Now if you look at my letter E, I've got a flat surface there, and then it drops back over here. So similar to when we were looking at the letter L with those different surfaces closer and further away. It comes forward again here. It goes back again over there. Then it comes forward again here. And it's as simple as that. Now that's just an example of these 3 letters. Other letters might look totally different. The whole point of this task is to create your own 3 letters in obviously the creating method and figure out what they would look like from the top view and from the side view. And it's as simple as that. So give that a go, give it another try, submit your new drawings to me this week and I'll have a look.